Typhoon Podul is moving across the Philippine Sea today, and to be quite honest with you, I'm surprised this is a typhoon from the Japan Meteorological Agency. They have it as a Cat 1, winds of 120 kilometers per hour. By the way, also called Gorio in the Philippines because it is just entering the Philippine area of responsibility. But, this is more like a tropical storm. Even here on this satellite imagery, you can kind of see the low-level center right in there being exposed due to increased shear kicking in from the north and west, just like that. So, yeah, this is a Cat 1, according to JMA. I think it's weaker, but the reality is it's probably going to maintain the severe tropical storm. May get upgraded to a more of a stronger typhoon, according to the other agencies that I think are on top of this, before coming on shore there into Taiwan as we go ahead through Wednesday afternoon. The biggest issue, though, is going to be the rainfall in Taiwan. As we all know, every time we get a storm system that moves across that island, it slams into those mountains. And what happens when you throw a water balloon at a wall? It's going to burst, and all that water is going to run downhill. So, run down your wall into the ground, I should say. So that's always the case, and it's easy to see 500 to 1,000 millimeters of total precipitation sometimes when these storms run directly over the island. Now, keep in mind the model has it basically running right over it, but a lot of times the mountains out here have a tendency to kind of more or less split these storms and cause them to go north or towards the south, but the end result and the net result as far as the heavy rainfall always remains the same. It just pours into a lot of these areas, especially I think some of the heaviest is going to be right there in that, of course, in that right front quadrant, but also we're going to look at moisture kind of wrapping around the southern periphery of it and just deluging here. If you're in Taiwan, this is no breaking news for you. I get it. First time I saw this start happening, it blew my mind how much rain comes down sometimes. But definitely, you're going to be looking at some pretty decent rain totals. So make sure for our friends out here across Taiwan, obviously you're preparing for this storm. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to know that you're going to be looking at that chance of some flooding. Taipei hopefully misses out on the worst of it. With the East Coast, a lot more rural. Still plenty of people live out there. They're going to be looking at some decent impacts from this too. Also, for our friends in the Philippines, I do want to talk about the broader picture here because, of course, as we watch this move off towards the west, we're going to be looking at this kind of broad trough setup towards south with the monsoon. Now, I don't anticipate a typhoon to form off of this, but you can kind of see a broad low trying to develop here by late next week. They're east of the Philippines and towards the west of the Philippines, and this is going to create some broad area of instability, and that's increased showers by mid to late week across the Philippines. It may not be a typhoon, but definitely an increase in the overall rainfall in that extended outlook. So of course, I'm going to continue to keep you posted on that and what I can expect with it. If you want to support this channel, though, I truly would appreciate it if you check out the Patreon link down below. It goes a long way to really helping out the channel, and I know not everybody can afford that. So if you really want to help out, check out the subscribe button as well. Our goal is to get up to 100,000 subscribers here on our Westpac Weather YouTube channel, and hopefully we get there. It helps out with the algorithm and all that. I know I've said that for years, it feels like now, but we're getting there. We're coming along, right? Anyways, I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta, still tracking this typhoon, if you want to call it that. I'm pessimistic on it being called a typhoon, but whatever. All right, that's just my thoughts, and I hope that I've helped you be informed. As always, stay safe out there.